It is rare that you get one of the biggest events in sports in November, in the winter time, but that's exactly what we have. What's good, everybody? Welcome into the Early Edge in our World Cup 2022 mega preview for the first time ever, the World Cup. 32 teams, 29 days, held in the Middle East for the very first time. 8 groups. There are so many different ways to bet this tournament, but you are not alone. We would never leave you hanging out to dry. Oh, no, no, no. So with this big of an event, the biggest event in soccer, I've got 3 of the best minds in the world today. 2 cappers and a man who knows it all from an analytical point of view at SportsLine. So where do we start? It's an embarrassment of riches. Ladies and gentlemen, live from just south of London, England, the docile tones of the guru himself. I get excited. Martin W. Green, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Coach. I'm delighted to be here. Well, good morning to you. I am delighted to be here. England were semi-finalists at the last World Cup, runners-up at the Euros last summer. Can they go all the way and win the World Cup this time around? Fingers crossed.
We will see. That is who that man is rooting for. And he's in a good mood because Buckets cast Arsenal yesterday, and the guru is an Arsenal fan. If you're watching this on demand, yeah, it might have been a little while ago. Now, next, he is live from just outside of the Chase Center, Steph Curry's home. Steph Curry, his dad and mom's little baby boy. We call him the speculator, Jason Spector. It is good morning for us. Me and you were on the West Coast.
It is morning. This is the earliest show I've done. 10 o'clock, I woke up and I was like, whoo, man, we got a morning show. Gonna have to wake up for this boy, but I am ready for some World Cup.
You do realize I get up at 5:30 every single day to do this show live at 7 a.m. on the Pacific Coast. We need to get you hardened up just a little bit. Now.
Yeah, we do.
This man and Freya are fired up and ready to go. So much so that he wore a jacket with a T-shirt today. That's how boss this man is. We just call him Buckets. Good morning, sir.
Coach, you know I had to do it up today. This is the World Cup. It is finally here. I'm bringing my fancy suit off with my cut-off early edge tee beneath it. And you know, any show I get to be on with my mentor, the guru himself, it's going to be a good day.
Oh, I guess you just forget about Spector. I guess he's not even there right now. Oh,
Spector 2, Spector 2.
It's okay. It's okay. All right, we have a lot to get to. As I mentioned, there are 8 groups, gentlemen. All right, this show is going to be moving. 8 groups, 32 teams. The top 2 from each group move on to the knockout stage of 16. There's a whole bunch of tiebreakers that we'll keep you updated and educated on as it goes. Also, a little bonus. Every single day of the World Cup, we'll have individual day picks as well from these 3 faces and Brant Sutton as well. So let's get into it. Let's start with the group bets. And Speculator, you're the newest member of the crew, so I'm going to allow you to go first as I look at my notes. Group A, Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and the Netherlands. Who do you like to win, sir?
Well, really, we're just looking at who's to qualify, and a good value bet here is going to be Senegal. Senegal right now is right around even money, plus 100, minus 105, depending on which book you're looking at. But our model has Senegal at 68% chance to move on. That's an 18% edge. And Senegal, they just won the Africa Cup of Nations. They got a good last line of defense. And hey, if Mane's playing, which he was still on the squad, this is going to be a great bet. That's all I got to say.
You're damn right it is. And see, that's our first educate and entertain moment of the show. I said who's going to win. He said qualify. What's the difference, you ask? I'll tell you. I just told you the top 2 teams qualify from each group. So as long as Senegal finishes first or second, we cash this ticket. How about we back it up? Buckets, do you feel the same way that the speculator does?
Speculator, I am right there with you. This is the kind of group you look at, and everyone is saying Netherlands wins this group. But at minus 225, I'm not doing that. I'm looking at to qualify as well, and I am loving that Senegal look. I'm loving it, however, only if Sadio Mane is healthy and starting. The Bayern Munich squad announced that he was injured and would not be able to play in the World Cup. However, the Senegalese team said he will be healthy, he will be fit, and he will be starting. He is the core of the Senegal side. If he is healthy and if he is playing, Senegal to qualify at minus 105, fantastic odds for this group.
Can you spell Senegalese, the word you just tried to use right there? I'm not even sure if that was correct. but
I think it was.
don't try, Buckets. Don't embarrass yourself. Do not try. Do not try. All right. Now, you see Martin Green sitting there all patient. He is the mentor. He understands patience in the World Cup is a virtue. Start times, 5 a.m., 8 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., all Eastern. I hope that Group B is that 2 p.m. Eastern time so we can watch USA to play with England. Oh, guru. Then Iran and Wales round out that particular group. Now, let's use the Q word, qualify. Guru, you're up.
Yes, and betting on a team to qualify from this group definitely looks like the way forward. England really should win this group, and the odds are very short on them doing so. Iran look like they're going to be the minnows of the group. They're tipped to finish bottom, so it really does look like it's going to boil down to a straight fight between the USA and Wales. Both teams pretty evenly matched, but I have to say I'm going for the USMNT to qualify. It's going to be tight, but Wales has some undoubtedly talented individuals in its squad. But I think they're overly reliant on Gareth Bale and the aging legs of Aaron Ramsey, whereas the USA have a lot more youth and vitality about them, more squad depth. I'm liking the likes of Christian Pulisic, Rayner, McKennie, Aronson. You know, there's got a lot of good young talented players in there, and I think they can just about do enough to scrape through at Wales' expense.
And speculator, I know it's very easy to get lost in the voice of Martin W. Green. But when you throw that out and you look at the information, do you agree?
Yeah, we actually completely agree with the England take. We got England at about 87% to win the group. And then the USA to qualify, we have them at 53%. And the books got them at about 50%, even money plus 100. So really, honestly, there's not a huge edge there, 3%, but it's just going to make the games way more fun. I do actually disagree. Our model has Iran coming in third, and this actually is the closest group that we have for that bubble team to qualify. USA at 53%, Iran at 45%. It's only an 8% difference between the two. So you might be sweating this one.
And there are going to be some books that will allow you to do what we call exotics, where you can predict the actual group finishing stage, and usually that's plus odds because you gotta get all 4 in a row. So that's why Speculator is here. That's why his model is here. They're brand new to SportsLine, and damn it, we are so glad that you and your crew are part of our crew. Now, when I look at oh, wait a second, buckets. What am I reading right here? I literally just said USA. I'm wearing something blue, something red, something white. So are you. But yet, as I look at my paper, who do you have advancing out of Group B? Explain yourself.
Now, listen, before I say anything, I want to preface this by saying that I have nothing but love and respect and support for the United States men's national team.
This is not a post-game press conference on the field.
Coach,
this is a show. You've got to explain yourself. Nobody cares if you want to thank God and Jesus Christ, okay?
Coach, listen, I'll be the outlier here. I am backing this Wales team to qualify at plus 115. Wales broke a 64-year drought to qualify for this World Cup, and the momentum is high amongst his team. This side has shown flashes of brilliance in the 2016 and the 2020 Euros. And yes, he may be aging, but Gareth Bale is still a threat. Coming into this game off of his first ever MLS Cup victory with LAFC, this team is going to be a big struggle for the United States side. And with them opening up in the first match against each other, that game could very well determine who's going to qualify from this group. And I'm sorry, Coach. I'm sorry, America. I'm backing Wales to qualify from this group.
Mitzi Fire Dancer says it best. Thank you, Martin. This pick is not Freya approved.
This is a me pick.
It's like the whole show just stopped right there. Now, Irish John says the Guru is probably the only guy you would let marry your sister. That's how good of a guy Martin Green is. It really is. Buckets, you not so much. They'd have to say, listen, he's American, but is he really American? I mean, you don't want to go through all of that. All right, let's move on. Group C. Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. Martin, everybody's next son-in-law. What do you like in this one?
I like that. I like that title. Yeah, I think we've got a very similar situation actually in Group C. We've got a real heavyweight. We've got Argentina at the top. And for me, I see Saudi Arabia finishing bottom in a much similar fashion to Iran in Group B. So once again, I think this is going to boil down to yet another straight fight between Mexico and Poland. Yeah, the Saudis lack quality, and Poland may have arguably the greatest striker in the world in Robert Lewandowski, but the supporting cast isn't great, and I don't think he's going to receive the sort of service that he enjoys at Barcelona and that he enjoyed at Bayern Munich. For me, Mexico has a far stronger squad overall, excellent players in every department. I think they should edge that battle. It's worth noting that Mexico has reached the round of 16 in each of the last 7 World Cups. Unfortunately, they've also lost in the round of 16 at the last 7 World Cups. So that seems to be their limit, but I can see them getting out of this one, and minus 118 looks great to me.
And that's all that we need, but there is room, Buckets, for another team to come out of Group C. So I would tread very carefully moving forward. Who do you like coming out of Group C, sir?
I'm just going to keep disagreeing with the guru, apparently. I'm backing Poland to qualify from Group C. I agree with everything Martin said. Saudi Arabia should definitely finish this group last, and Argentina are hands down the heaviest favorite here. And it's going to be a close battle between Poland and Mexico. I have a little more faith in a very angry and very ticked off Robert Lewandowski right now, who found success in the German Bundesliga, who is finding amazing success in the La Liga in Spain. Even if he doesn't have the supporting cast, the World Cup is a type of competition where those teams, giants, can lead their teams to victory. And I'm back in Poland here.
All right, let's back Poland. By the way, Bucket, you know how I always tell you that you never know who's going to be watching. You never know who's going to drop into the chat. We are worldwide. We just talked about Mexico, correct? How about my man Leonardo? He says, hey, good morning to you guys from Tijuana, Mexico. Who do you think he's rooting for in the World Cup? I'm guessing Mexico.
Hey, well, Coach, I can be the tiebreaker here and let you know the model's got Mexico.
The model loves Mexico? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's got yeah. Mexico at 67% and Poland at 32%.
It didn't take the speculator long to figure out how we do things here at the early edge. Anytime you tease Buckets, it works. It just works. It just works.
I'm sorry. Right. I'm just here to deliver the numbers. That's all I'm here for.
We don't apologize. We never apologize. Now, we are skipping Group D. Why? Nobody had a pick for Group D. We tell you all the time here at the early edge, here at the brand. Don't force picks. Do not force picks. If you don't like something, just stay away and then don't look at the result. That whole I should have thing will kill you mentally. So let's skip to Group E. The 4 teams here: Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, and Japan. And Buckets, you like a team here that historically in the World Cup has been dominant, has been one of the top teams all time. Who am I talking about?
Of course, we're talking about Germany. I'm taking Germany to win this group, so not qualify, outright win it. They have to be the first team in this group at plus 110. This group really boils down, like a lot of these groups do, as a race between 2 teams. You've got Spain and you've got Germany as the 2 heavy favorites, and it's basically a pick 'em between the first side, or between both sides. I'm backing Germany because more than half of the German starting roster is made up of Bayern Munich players, the greatest club on earth, representing the greatest country in this competition. They're going to win this group, and at plus 110, incredible value, no matter what the speculator might have to say about it.
Well, I'm glad you said the speculator, because in Group F, the speculator, he has something on a specific matchup, which I love. And as a reminder, we will have daily picks throughout the entire World Cup, all 29 days. But this Group F, Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. But you have a particular game that you've targeted here, speculator. Who are we talking about?
Yeah, we're talking the Canada-Belgium game, and we're looking at like the over 2.5 at minus 142. The reason for this is kind of more storylines, honestly. Canada hasn't been to the World Cup since 1986, and that was their only appearance, and they didn't score a single goal. And so really a successful trip to the World Cup might just be scoring a goal. And they're going to look to really push hard in that first game, score that goal. And Belgium our model just really likes Belgium. And so it's going to say they're going to score a bunch as well. And plus, I've had this conversation with Buckets about how Belgium's back line is getting older and going to give up those goals. So I really like that game right there.
Wow. So Buckets is not only reaching out to you, but also the guru to get information. I wonder whose picks these are really when you think about it. By the way, the reason I like this bet, does anybody know the first 2 tiebreakers in the World Cup this particular time? Can anybody tell me? I did the work. I know the answer. Let me look at my notes. Goal difference in all matches. Number of goals in all group matches, which means unlike league play, goals matter here a lot. So teams, if they get to 4, 5, they're not stopping. They're not stopping. They're not pulling that defense back. No, sir. Speculator, I love this play. Love this play. Now, Group G. And I hope you all have been having your paper and your pencil out here. Well, you do have a recap screen, but we've got a lot to get through right now. Martin, when I look at Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon, I think little difficult to pick the winner, but I would rather have a qualifying pick. You're up.
Yeah, thanks, Coach. Brazil, obviously World Cup favourites, expected to cruise through this group. Quality players in every department. There'd be an outcry if they don't win it. And then you've got Cameroon, who, for me, yes, they're a good team. They've got a lot of athleticism, but I see them once again finishing bottom. And yet again, I see another 2-horse race for the qualifying spot between Serbia and Switzerland. Switzerland are the favourites. They do have depth of quality in their team. They have experience at major tournaments. They often go reasonably deep into them. They have an Arsenal legend in Granit Xhaka in the midfield. But I just like Serbia. The quality they've got in attack. Mitrovic, Vlahovic, Jovic, Dusan Tadic, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, Filip Kostic. So much creativity, so much finishing ability. They're going to concede goals. They're not great in defence, but going forward, I think they're so slick. So I think we could see lots of high-scoring games there. But I could see Serbia potentially just edging Switzerland in that one. And at plus 130 as the underdogs, that's the sort of value I like to take.
Yeah, John in the chat says, let's go, Guru. Speak the truth. Now, speculator, you haven't been here very long, but there is something I like to say called levels to this game. And there have been others that have tried to disparage the Guru, and they have failed miserably. We all agree that Brazil will be one of the 2 teams coming out of this group. Do we all agree with that?
Yes, we do.
Yes. So if he says that Serbia is going to qualify, that would mean he believes Brazil and Serbia will qualify. So I would assume that you think the other team is also Serbia, yes?
Unfortunately, I do not. We have Switzerland. The odds have them at implied odds of about 52%, and our model has them predicted with a 61% chance to actually go through, pretty high. The real reason, look, Switzerland beat France in the Euros earlier, and so that's the reigning, World Cup champs in the round, and they beat them in the round of 16. And then they barely lost to Spain in a penalty shootout. They don't have a true superstar player, but they're a good overall solid team. And honestly, at minus 110, this is a solid bet, especially because our model actually doesn't like Serbia as much as the books. The books typically have them about 48%, and we're looking right around that 29 to 30% range. So, Martin, I'm sorry. I hope I'm right. It's not going to look good.
Have a backbone. Have a backbone.
I'm a friendly guy.
So was Buckets when he started. And look at him now. Robert says there's still a phrase from the coach. I love that pick. R.E. Serbia, not yours, speculator. Not yours. Now, Buckets, they're all over you. Being the fan favorite. Oh, that's long gone. Ballin says that's unpatriotic. Kirby says, Coach, my notes say fade Buckets. Ouch. Ouch. That's got to hurt, Buckets. That's got to hurt. But not as much as this next one. Now, we're not forcing picks right now, but best believe, as I said, every day when we get to that point, we'll have them. But Martin was the only person that had the cojones, the guts, to give me a group stage, a little parlay, Martin? Do we have a little 3-nation parlay? Give it to me.
We certainly do have a 3-nation parlay, Coach, because I'm bringing the cojones today. Group A, Senegal to qualify was my favourite bet of the whole World Cup until Sadio Mane got injured. Now that Sadio Mane's, he might play a little bit in one or two of the games, but he's pretty much out. That really makes me lose a lot of faith in Senegal. So I can see the Netherlands winning that group quite comfortably. I'm also a bit concerned about Ecuador getting the better of them now. So I've got the Netherlands to win. I've got England to win. They surely have to win that group. And I have Argentina winning their group hands down. You put all three of those teams together, you come out at plus 210.
I love that. As Robert, you just said, I love to say that. Now, Buckets, quick question from the chat. I think my man Pooh Bear said he has Tunisia in his office pool. Does he have a shot at winning it?
Speculator, you said that you're being the nice guy. I'm not the nice guy anymore. No, you do not have a shot of winning that bet, Pooh Bear. Not a chance.
I'm going to stay out of Bucket's way. This new ego that I don't know about, but I'm here for it. Damn it, I am here for it. Now, hey, Ballin says, can we get a play for the England-USA coach since I'll be in attendance? Would anybody like to take a matchup pick ad lib for my man who's going to be at the game? Anybody? Martin, go for it.
I think England will win that game, but I don't think it will be a hugely comprehensive victory. England like to play things quite tight and reasonably cautious, especially in the group stage. So I'd be looking at a reasonably low-scoring England win in that game. If you can combine England with under 4.5 goals and get value as a same-game parlay, I'd do that. If that's not available, I'd go for England and under 3.5 goals. Can see that a narrow win for England. But as I say, I still see the USMNT getting through.
If you guys are brand new to our soccer content, it's a really brilliant way. We've been a little unlucky maybe once or twice with that under 4.5 when it went bananas, but normally it's a safe bet, and it brings that number way down normally. Now, that's a group stage winner. But I need some future picks. Round of 16 semis. We're looking far out. Remember, futures pick, they're going to sit there. You got to make them before the World Cup starts, and they will sit there until the bet is finished. And it's a 29-day tournament. So a precursor to what do you have, Martin, on your futures table today?
Got lots of things on my futures table. So we've all done our brackets, which will be appearing on the early edge soon. So you can see who we think is going to win every group, finish second, and every single round of 16 quarterfinal, semi-final game. I'm looking at Mexico to be eliminated in the round of 16. As I mentioned earlier in the show, they have actually lost in the round of 16 at the last 7 World Cups. Really unlucky record for them. I can see them getting through in second place in their group, which is going to result in a showdown with probably France, unfortunately. Either France or Denmark. Sorry for anyone that's got Tunisia, because they're not getting through. It's probably going to be France. And I think France could get the better of Mexico, unfortunately. So plus 175 on them to be eliminated in that round. That looks great to me. Am I moving on to the quarterfinals as well, Coach?
Yeah, do all 3 of them.
Okay, I've got Portugal to reach the semi-finals. I think that looks like Portugal to reach the quarterfinals. That looks great to me. I can see them topping a group that also features Uruguay, Ghana, and South Korea. Uruguay bursting with talent, but Portugal just got so many world-class players in their squad. I can see them getting through to the next round, and I've got them winning their round of 16 clash. Then I think that's where they could fall apart. I think it might be Germany that they'll get there, and I can see them unfortunately losing to Germany. But minus 115 on Portugal to reach the quarterfinals looks great. I've also got Argentina to reach the semi-finals. I think at plus 145, that just looks like a terrific bet. I see them finishing top of their group. Then they're going to have, I think they'll probably get Denmark in the next round. I can see them beating Denmark, and then they'll be in the quarterfinals. Their most likely quarterfinal opponent would be the Netherlands, and that's another game that Argentina really should win. They're on the longest unbeaten streak in international soccer right now. They haven't lost a game in years. They're the reigning South American champions. They've got Lionel Messi up front. Plus 145 on Argentina to reach the semi-finals. Love that bet.
And so do I. See how fast we did the group stage? See how fast? You don't have to be here for 2 or 3 hours. No. So that's the group stages. Those are the futures. But as you know, these 3 men do not come cheap. We got to pay their salaries and those pesky little bills. Here's a word from one of our incredible partners at CBS and Paramount Plus. And we are back. For those watching on YouTube or listening on Apple or Spotify, we value everybody. If you're not a SportsLine member yet, what are you doing? Use a promo code early. I'll give you 30 days for free. You can watch and follow the entire World Cup for free right here at SportsLine and all 3 of these amazing cappers and Brant Sutton. So I need to know who's going to win this damn thing. I need to know who I'm going to put some cold, hard cash on. And then when they raise the trophy, I'm going to go straight to the pay window. So speculator, I know you won't go chalk on me. There's no way that you're going to give me the betting favorite. Who do you like?
Look, well, first I'm going to tell you, Coach, were you just saying go subscribe to SportsLine because we have the entire probability for every single team on how much they're going to win the World Cup, and we will update it with our model daily. And if you're a subscriber, you can see that probability every single day. As for the overall winner, we're going to go with Brazil. Our model has them at a 28% chance to win. I know they're the favorite. The odds are at plus 400. Meaning they have them at 20%. That gives you an 8% edge. If you want to go with a real value pick, in our model's opinion, it's going to be Belgium. There is talk about how their backline is old. The golden generation this is kind of their last chance. But up until the last couple recent games, they were doing a really good job. The data shows that they have a lot of goals to score there. And FIFA still has them ranked number 2 in the world. So if you want to go for a dark horse there, I would go with Belgium.
Okay. All right. I don't mind that. I assumed we'd have a lot of people picking Brazil. I assumed wrong. Only the speculator. So as I look at my notes, Martin, you have an interesting scenario that you're laying out in your mind and on your paper. What is it?
Yeah, I mean, Brazil have got a terrific team, such a deep squad. I just didn't really want to go for the favourite. I can see actually Brazil getting to the semi-final, and I can see them facing Argentina in that semi-final. I actually like Argentina to get the better of them, as they did in the Copa America final last year. I think they've just really become a lot more solid defensively in recent years, and they're just looking terrific in attack with Lionel Messi and a great supporting cast featuring the likes of Lautaro Martinez. The thing that's making this futures market really difficult is the way the other side of the draw, the other side of the bracket could play out. Because if England and France both win their groups, which they're expected to, and if they both win their round of 16 games, which they're expected to, they'll play one another in the quarterfinals. They're 2 of the best teams in the world. So whoever wins that quarterfinal between England and France, that'll be the team that will be the new favourite probably to go on and win the tournament. And I can see Germany getting to the other semi-final. I see either England or France beating Germany in that semi-final, going on, facing Argentina in the final. And I think Messi's magic could be just enough to get Argentina to lift the trophy.
And if you get kind of froggy, there's going to be some sports books that you can pick the exact matchup. It's kind of how a recent gambler bettor in baseball won so much on the Astros, because he had the exact Astros-Phillies matchup. And that raises the level if you have the exact teams in it. Now, I'm trying to protect you, Buckets. But in the chat, they're saying, I wonder who Buckets is picking. I mean, at this point of the show, you got to believe he's going to bring it all full circle and back the old US of A. I'm sure. But that's not even possible. You didn't even pick what do you like, Buckets? What do you like?
Well, I do want to say that Martin and I are finally on the same page together in this pick. I'm taking Argentina as the outright winners at plus 500. I am buying into this Lionel Messi last World Cup narrative, and coming off of their victories they've already had already, taking down Brazil in that 2021 Copa America final. This is just a really good team to back, and they're not the kind of team where it's just one all-star doing everything. His supporting cast is phenomenal. Lautaro Martinez, Dybala, Di Maria, Alvarez, and more. This team is stacked all across the pitch, and this is a very scary team to go up against. I'm backing Argentina at plus 500, and I agree with you, Guru. We are on the same page here. However, I'm also going to give a dark horse pick myself, and I am liking a little bit of a sprinkle on Germany to win it outright at plus 1,000. In my notes here, I just have one line. It says, "It's Germany, baby." So I'm backing these guys. And if you want a little more of a reason, we've already talked about golden generations. This is Germany's golden generation's really last chance. With players like Thomas Müller, Manuel Neuer, Mario Götze, these are the guys that are trying to get one final big victory for their team. And I think they're going to make a very deep push here. And it's worth a little play there at plus 1,000 for sure.
I got to be honest. I had something ready for you because you wrote down plus 100 on Germany. I'm going, Germany? Dark horse plus little misprint there. Little misprint
Whoops.
there. Oh, man, I was fired. I was ready. All right. So we got a little Brazil. We got a little Argentina, maybe England or France. A lot of different selections there. And a little Germany maybe as a dark horse as well. But what does that leave for us? There is a prop market that is all about goal scoring, how many goals, hat tricks, a number of different things that you can bet on. And there are some big-time stars. In fact, the biggest stars in the world will be playing opposite each other since it's not league play anymore. It's nation play, which I love it. So, Martin, let me come to you because you have two big names that their odds are a little bit surprising to me, but that shows how many great players are going to be playing in this particular tournament. Who do you like?
Yeah, England's Harry Kane is actually the favourite for this market, which I'm not sure about. He's really tired at the moment, and I think England will be a lower scoring team in this one. Two names stand out for me are obviously Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi, PSG teammates, both in terrific form right now. The strange thing for me is I'm not sure if France are going to get past the quarterfinal, but even if they do get to the quarterfinal, I still think that gives Mbappe enough time to put up a high goal scoring tally in this one. Their group opponents aren't particularly great. Denmark are a decent team, but I can see him scoring a lot of goals against Australia and Tunisia. I can see him dominating in the round of 16, and France could potentially go all the way. You know, they're the reigning world champions, and he is their star man in attack. So Mbappe at plus 900 looks great. The other one is Lionel Messi. This is his last World Cup, arguably the greatest player of all time. He's been to the final once before, never won it. He's going to be really inspired. I think he's scored 12 goals in his last 11 games for club and country, and he's just in terrific form right now. He's got the bit between his teeth, and he's the star man for Argentina, who I can see going all the way. He's got that moment of magic that can decide a really tight knockout stage game. He can score from long range. He can create chances for himself. So at plus 1,200, that looks great. And you can back these players outright, but you can also go each way, which means you get a full win if they actually finish top of the goal scoring charts, but you still get paid out if they finish second, third, or perhaps even fourth, depending on the sportsbook you're with. So I would look into that option because that gives you an insurance in case they don't actually finish top of the pile.
Wow. I said there was a lot of different ways to bet. I didn't know there was that many ways to bet. Now, one of the rules I have here at the Early Edge is that my cappers are not allowed to talk to each other. I'm a little loose with the soccer guys, but I never let them share picks because I want them all to be unique. And when they overlap, that's when I want to just hammer them. Buckets, talk to me.
Let's go, Guru. I'm with you again on this one. Lionel Messi, top goal scorer at plus 1,200, is my outright favorite goal scorer here. I've already picked them to win the World Cup, so it makes sense that he's going to get potentially the most games out of any of these people participating. It is his last World Cup, and he has been in brilliant form at PSG. I'm also taking, this is again, you got to look at multiple markets here. There's a ton of different ways to attack these. I'm taking Lionel Messi as the top goal scorer for Argentina as a separate bet at minus 110 because he is the guy that's going to be scoring goals for this team.
Who else is on Argentina that if he is the guy, how do we get it at minus 110? Who's the other, some other names that could bounce him from that?
Lautaro Martinez is a guy you always have to keep an eye on. Dybala is going to be probably notching a few goals himself. And they're kind of like, they're one of these teams where really anybody is capable of scoring on this roster. It's just, it's going to be a matter of who's going to find that moment of brilliance to make it happen.
Okay. We all know we're all looking for that moment of brilliance every time here on the Early Edge. Now, interesting thing, and maybe I have this wrong. Maybe I wrote it down wrong. And Buckets, you can educate me on this, that in baseball, they have something called the Golden Glove, right? But yet in soccer, they have something also called the Golden Glove?
They do in the World Cup competition. This is the reward that will go to the best goalie throughout the competition.
Okay.
And, of course, I have a pick for this one. I am jumping on Manuel Neuer, who is the goalie for Germany, to get the Golden Glove at plus 900. He is, without a doubt, one of the best goalies in history. He's getting older. Yes, he is past his prime. But if Germany is going to make a deep run on this competition, they will not be able to do it without Manuel Neuer playing out of his mind. And that is what he does on the international stage. Plus 900, definitely worth a sprinkle to back in.
And remember, a lot of these futures, you have to factor in teams that you think are going to advance, because you have a lot of goals in the group stage and then they're done. And then they don't get those extra potential 4 games after the group stage to score more. So be very, very careful. But I think we've started you off pretty well here on our World Cup mega preview. So with that being said, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the mega recap screen, courtesy of Jake the Snake on the 1s and the 2s. Let's start with Martin W. Green, little USA qualified Group B. Mexico out of Group C. Serbia out of Group G. Then how about a little 3-team parlay? Netherlands, England, Argentina to win their group. Put it together, plus 210. Then Portugal, quarterfinals. Argentina, semis. Argentina to beat England or France in the final. And then the goal score market, as the guru likes to say. Mbappe, Lionel Messi, plus 1,200, plus 900. Then buckets, you look at his list there. Senegal, Wales to qualify out of there, A and B. Germany, Group E. Poland out of Group C. And then to win it all, Argentina, plus 500. A little sprinkle on Germany, plus 1,000. And then also in that goal-scoring market, Lionel Messi for Argentina, Emmanuel Duro, Golden Glove, plus 900. Then how about the speculator? Senegal, Group A. USA, Group B. Canada, Belgium, specific game over 2.5 minus 142. Switzerland to qualify from Group G. And then to win it all, going on that proverbial limb, Brazil, plus 400. And now, gentlemen, first of all, thank you. And I look forward to seeing all 3 of you many, many, many times over the course of the next month or so. But I like to ask each one of my crew members, cappers, what's the number one thing you're most looking forward to watching to help the people at home use right now or into the future in this World Cup? Buckets, what's yours?
My number one thing that I want to say to everyone is just enjoy the experience. This is something that we only get to see once every 4 years. And just know that when you're betting on teams at the international level, it's a completely different beast than when you're betting on them in domestic play. The pride you're carrying when you're backing your entire nation will cause for some absolute incredible moments and huge upsets that we cannot predict.
Speculator, what about you?
I would say almost the exact same thing. That's the reason I said USA to go in the qualify, unlike buckets, because I want to root for the USA and just enjoy that time.
It's almost like when Mick Foley used to say in my WWE days, we are back in Chicago, just to get that pop. Just to get that pop. You just got that buckets pop is what you just got. All right, Martin, bring us home. What are you looking forward to the most in this World Cup?
I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing the USA qualify for the round of 16. That's going to be a but no, the one piece of advice I would give is that when you come to the end of the group stages, a lot of teams have already qualified for the knockout stage, and often they rest players. They don't take it all that seriously, so you can see some upsets at that time. So I wouldn't go too hard on the favourites in the final round of group stage games. Look out for the teams that really have something to play for. They're going to be fighting for their lives, trying to scrape through to the knockout stage of the competition, and consider each team's motivation levels before placing a bet. And obviously, check out SportsLine. We'll have great picks on all these games with all our favourite cappers. So it's gonna be a glorious tournament.
There you go. And every single day on the early edge, because we love the World Cup, we will update groups, we'll update winners, we'll update everything so you guys are always educated and also entertained at home. And so you don't go into one of these, because I've done it so many times, even though one of these 3 will tell me, hey, this is the FA Cup or the EFL Cup or whatever. Starting lineups aren't the best, and I still bet it anyway. You got to listen, and you got to pay attention. My man said it best. Edward, great show today, opening up my mind even better. It's all about information. We say it all the time at SportsLine. It's not just about the picks. All right? What a great show. All right. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, love them all. Speculator, Buckets, the Guru, Martin W. Green, and Jake the Snake doing a great job on the ones and the twos. I am the coach. Whether you're watching this live or on demand, turn on your notifications. This is information you cannot get anywhere else. You might laugh a little bit. You might learn a little bit. Hell, you might even cry a little bit. It doesn't matter. We're all together right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.